As soon as it stops, I'll start talking. Hey guys, welcome to Total Health Live with Dr. Sedano. I'm Dr. Nick Sedano, and I am so glad you're here today because we've got a fantastic show for you. In fact, we got a great guest today. I'm just thrilled that one of my patients is here to kind of give you some insight into her experiences and what she's had to deal with. You know, guys, today's show is all about migraine headaches, but we did the show the other day, so if you have a chance, go watch that one also. I highly recommend it because we get to really what migraines are caused by and really then how to take care of them. But today, just, you know, guys, some statistics. Migraine headaches affect 38 million Americans and 1 billion people worldwide. Every 10 seconds, someone will go to the hospital with a migraine headache, and migraines affect 1 out of 4 households in this country. 1 out of 4 ladies experience migraines. And ladies, I know you feel it because you talk to your friends a lot, but you're 3 times more likely to get a migraine than a guy is. And I don't know why that is, but it just is that way, so I'm sorry. But anyway, today's show is going to be a pure testimonial that's going to absolutely warm your heart because in working with Phyllis, first of all, thank you for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I'm glad. Phyllis is a little nervous today, but at the same time, I think she's going to do awesome.
I'm excited, yeah.
She's going to rock and roll. But anyway, you guys are going to get a lot of insight into someone who's actually had to deal with migraines for 50 years. So why don't you kind of give us a little insight about that, maybe how they all started?
They started in my 20s, actually, and
wow.
So you can know how old I am for 50 years.
And guys, by the way, I'm 52, so she's had headaches about as long as I am alive. That just gives you an idea.
And as my children were young, and I can remember on the weekends my husband taking the children out for the day so I could just have quiet and dark. Mm-hmm. I remember taking my children on outings and having headaches so severe that I couldn't wait to get home and be almost blinded by the headaches.
Yeah. So it affected your sight, like most migraines do, and you guys know this. So you had the light sensitivity, the sound sensitivity.
My eyeballs would feel that they were on fire.
Wow.
And I had a lot of pressure in the back of my neck. But just excruciating headaches. I
remember you telling me that they felt like they were popping out.
That my eyeballs felt like they would pop out of my head. My head hurt so badly. So that was, I've been, in taking over-the-counter medication. I had a druggist at one point who made a little concoction for me to help with headaches, and I forgot what it's called now, but he was kind of a friend of the family. It wasn't anything illegal or anything like that.
Wasn't that good?
No, it wasn't that good. But yeah, I've been struggling all these years. And
when was the first time you told me something about your grandson? You went to some event.
Well, this was my grandson. I kept my grandson 3 days every week, so my daughter worked. And I remember one day my headache was so severe, and he was an infant, and I could meet his needs that day. Yeah. But between feedings and changing and that kind of thing, I would lie on the floor beside his little bouncy seat. Yeah. And I would put ice on my head, heating pads on my head, put ice into the soft palate, anything I could do, and because I didn't want to take a lot of medication that day. Right. And I just remember a lot thinking, is this day going to... I mean, I loved being with my grandson, and it was fun, but it affected a lot of family get-togethers.
So I remember you were telling me you couldn't go to family reunions
I missed my last... Yes, I missed my family reunion this past August that I look forward to every year because it's my dad's family, and he has only a brother and a sister living.
That was a big deal.
It's a big deal. Yeah. So all of the cousins come and their grandchildren, and I missed it. Yeah. And in 2015, I missed my the New Year's party that year. Wasn't able to go to that. It's just just different things that you look forward to all year.
Always different milestones and things.
And I was missing so much.
And hosting parties. And
yes,
things like
and
that.
Hosting parties and just feeling good and being able to travel with my husband now that we're retired. And so it really did affect to the point that I was medicating myself with
Yeah,
two.
tell me about that.
Okay,
You had a concoction that
Yeah,
you
I
used
had
to
my
do.
own little concoction.
And you guys have that too. You have your own little home remedies you do, whether it be over the counter or something else, but you had a really unique one.
Well, I had a headache powder, a Goodies headache powder, and 2 extra strength migraine headache pills that I would take together
Wow.
sometimes 3 times every day.
So guys, just so you know, when you multiply pills together, it's something called potentiation, which means that pills actually have a magnifying effect. So when you take those, you really don't even know how those are going to mix together. And I think you told me,
I just wanted to alleviate the pain.
believe me, I understand. It's totally understandable. For my show the other day, I talked about that I can't handle a 2 or 3 level headache. I can't imagine what you had were probably on a scale of 1 to 10, maybe a 12 or a 15. What you told me too that you even took that multiple times a day sometimes.
Oh, maybe 3, 4 times a day sometimes.
That's amazing, because we know that can cause a lot of internal bleeding and you wouldn't even know it. But once again, when you're in that kind of pain, you're just doing whatever you can to survive.
I would stop at 6 o'clock because it affected my sleep. So I knew I had to stop taking the medication around 6 or 7 because I would not sleep that
the whole night.
Yeah.
Right. You had said something too about surgeries. I remember when you first came in to me for your consultation, and just so you know, I didn't tell you this, but my heart was like breaking that day, because when you were describing to me, and I saw the pain in your eyes, I saw in a way, the despair, that there was something that needed to be done. You told me you've had multiple sinus surgeries.
Absolutely.
They were recommending another one, that
Absolutely.
a lot of her headaches were coming from sinus issues. And that you knew that if you had a sinus surgery again, it maybe might last a year, but it's probably going to fail again. So why don't you tell us about your surgeries?
Well, I'd had 2 sinus surgeries, and each time they helped. And then a year, 18 months after the surgery, everything would start again.
Yeah.
And I did that twice, and I was really considering it was to the point that I thought, I can't live this way. I have to do something.
Yeah.
And my daughter told me, I told her, and she knew how my headaches affected me. And she had a good friend and neighbor who told me about Dr. Sedano. And I said, Lori, a chiropractor is not going to help my headache.
You were skeptical. Very good.
And I came in and I told you that day. I said, I'm coming to you as a last resort before my surgery.
Yeah.
Because I'm very skeptical that you can help me.
Yeah.
And,
I remember.
And I said, but I'm going to give it a try because this is less invasive than sinus surgery.
It's a little bit more conservative.
Yeah.
And guys, by the way, I've heard that multiple times. By the time a patient comes to our office, we're not their first resort. We're always their last resort. And then the miracles happen.
Yep. So you did my adjustment the first day.
Yeah.
And you adjusted my back, and then you adjusted my neck and my sinuses.
Yeah.
And I got up from the chair, and I said, are my sinuses supposed to be draining now?
Yeah. I mean, within seconds. Within literally less than 5 seconds.
And you said, well, yes. And I felt like a kid at Christmas. Yeah. This is wonderful.
Yeah.
And so I think I've been coming for what, 4 months?
Well, you started at the end of October, and now we're into January. So yeah, 3-4 months, or going on 4 months.
And I have had a couple of small sinus infections. One was due to the smoke in the mountains when we went for a little trip this fall.
Well, we had massive forest fires that were going on in Tennessee and North Georgia, and you might have heard about that on the news. So when you get exposed to the soot and the chemicals and the fire,
right.
It's almost natural that something's going to happen.
And
the body gets overwhelmed.
And I know that's one of the things that can trigger my headaches.
Yeah.
Cigarette smoke.
Yeah.
And so I had a little one then, but not to the extent that I've had them in the past.
Yeah.
And the headaches themselves, I don't remember when I've taken a headache. Something specifically for a headache.
So you've been under care now for 3 or 4 months.
Right.
you've had a couple of sinus issues,
Right.
but I wouldn't even say that they were all that big. They
No,
were not big like
not to the extent
yeah,
that they were in the past.
and like I said, when you're exposed to something like the smoke that we had here in North Georgia, and you would see it, there would be just like a fog over the land. You're gonna react to that.
And it was worse in the mountains because we
Oh,
couldn't
yeah.
see the mountains because the smoke
Yeah.
just enveloped the mountains, and we couldn't
Yeah.
see them, so it was quite bad.
So you had a couple of small
Couple of
sinus
small
episodes,
things.
but really the headaches, you've been pretty much headache free now for going on 4 months.
Right. We hosted our Thanksgiving
Yeah, you were
dinner
telling
for
about
all
that.
of my family. I have 5 brothers and 1 sister, and they all
Yeah.
come to my husband and my
Yeah.
house for Thanksgiving, and we hosted that. We hosted 2 Christmas parties.
Mm-hmm.
We hosted a New Year's party this year, and I'm looking forward to doing an Easter party this year for the entire family.
And maybe one this weekend coming up because the Falcons are in the Super
Super
Bowl.
Bowl. Rise up, Falcons.
Rise up, yeah. That would be great.
Yeah, so I feel better. The headaches were dragging me down.
How did it affect your personal life?
Well, ask my husband.
Your husband, yeah, Mert.
You know, I would get up and I like to do a lot of things. I like to do things in my house and things in my garden. And I would get up with such a terrible headache that I would feel so overwhelmed with everything.
Yeah.
I need to do this in my house and this in my garden. I need to see my grandchildren. And I need to do my Bible study lesson. And it was so overwhelming, I would just shut down and do nothing because the headache would be so bad. And then I would start medicating, and that made me feel bad too. And it was just a snowball effect.
So now you're traveling.
In a couple of
So
weeks.
things are very different for you now.
We're going on a trip in a couple of weeks, and we're hosting these parties.
Yeah.
And I feel good, and
What would you recommend to people then, or what?
give it a shot. This is what I thought, and this is what I would suggest. Give it. What do you have to lose?
Right.
What do you have to lose?
Except your headaches.
Except your headaches.
Yeah.
And and that's the attitude I have. What do I have to lose for trying this? And it's been wonderful.
Good.
It's been wonderful. It's given me a new lease on life, and not only am I doing things, but I'm enjoying things so much more.
Yeah. Yeah. And you have a quality of life back now.
Yes, quality life.
I can't believe when you told me it was 50 years.
50
that you've
years
been
I've been
suffering.
having these headaches.
So now it's like you're just unleashed. Just
Why didn't I know about this 50 years ago?
because people didn't tell people. That's why. But you know what? Knowing it now, don't you wish somebody did and
Yes.
said, hey, you know what? Try chiropractic 50 years ago.
Yes.
So that's.
And I just, I would never have thought that in a million years that this would help.
Because everybody thinks chiropractic's for neck pain and back pain.
Yes.
Why, how could it help sinus problems?
Actually, it has helped those things.
Yeah, that's the
It
other
has
thing.
helped those things.
There you go, extra bonus.
But extra bonus, yes.
We've had patients, and you've heard me talk about this because we talk a lot in the office about patients that have had heart arrhythmias and allergies and asthma and, whether it be, we talked about some bladder issues that patients have had, and it's amazing when you allow the body to heal itself the way God created it by working at it from the inside out, miracles happen, and it's an amazing thing. So, guys, basically, there you have it. So the choice is yours. You could either do nothing and just take this as great information, or do something about it. Either call our office for a consultation, and we'll put the information on the bottom of this on Facebook Live. We'll put it down there so you can have access to either our phone number or our email address, and call us. We'll let you know if we can help you or not, so you can live headache-free too, just like Phyllis has.
Yes.
So anyway, thank you for being
Thank
here.
you for
And
having me.
You did great.
Oh, thanks.
See? You did awesome. No worries. I knew once you got into it, you would shine.
Well, I'm
You would
excited
shine.
about it, so I want other people to be excited too.
Awesome. And it's coming from the heart.
Yes,
All right.
absolutely.
Well, thanks, guys. Thanks for joining us today. God bless you. Have a blessed day. And if there's anything we could do to help you out, just get in touch with us and let us know, and you can be headache-free. Thanks. Bye-bye. All right.